Good morning, my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. So, I'm at my campsite this morning. Got some water heating up for coffee right here. There's a couple of raindrops coming down. I just started to feel them. And I am in, let me see if I can pronounce it right, the Allegheny Forest in Pennsylvania. Let's see. Focus. Allegheny National Forest. I'm not sure exactly where I'm at on this map, but I'm in here somewhere. So one of the sites that I use for finding places to camp, it's called freecampsites.net, I think it is. And it said there was a National Forest campsite right here. Now this doesn't really look like a National Forest campsite to me, but I guess it's a legit place to camp. Sounds like the rain is coming here. But I ended up riding a little bit later than I usually like to. I was riding in the dark for almost an hour by the time I got here. And I was just happy to have a place to pull over. But the whole last hour, I probably saw 200 deer. So it's pretty scary. I don't like riding at night because of the deer. Unfortunately, none of them ran out into the road. But then I set up here, and all I heard was little critters all around my campsite all night long. I'd be laying there trying to go to sleep, and I'd hear whatever, a mouse or a squirrel or whatever, right around my tent all night long. So, you know, it's nice to have neighbors, I guess. But tossed and turned a little bit, got some sleep, and I'm headed to New Jersey today to visit my brother. I mean, I did see him out in Iowa, but I figured, you know, what the hell, I'm gonna ride to the East Coast and then turn around and head home. So I made pretty good time, but then finding this campsite, I think I ended up being about an hour off of my direct route there. So that's gonna add an hour to get back to where I started from, and then we'll see if I can't make it there in the early afternoon. See how the camp or the water's going here for the coffee, because that's vital in the morning, you know. It's getting warm. But other than that, the other negative to this campsite is that it's right off the road. Fortunately, I've only heard about half a dozen cars the whole night, so it's kind of a small road, but still, having cars zoom by that close. Well, you know what, though? Sometimes when you pay for a campsite, you're right off the road anyway, so I'm gonna call this one a win. There's critters outside everywhere you go. That's not a problem. The only problem I really had with it is that it wasn't quite as advertised. It said that this was a developed campsite, a primitive developed campsite with fire rings and that sort of thing, and I did not find that. So if you use that website, just be prepared that whatever it tells you may not be the truth. I mean, possibly that developed campsite may be within a half a mile of here, but by the time I got here, my planning wasn't that good. So I'm gonna make my coffee, and then I will get some video a little bit later on today. So as soon as I got done shooting my video this morning, the coffee was ready, mixed it up. The rain started coming down, so as you can see, I'm in my rain suit. I rode about 100 miles in the rain. The sky's looking pretty good right now. And well, maybe not looking good, but it hasn't rained on me in the last couple minutes. But I was out of my GPS range, so I was using my map, navigating down to get to the highway, head over to my brother's in New Jersey, no problem. And I saw a sign that intrigued me. Now this is a little bit out of the way, but I said, you know, why not? It's not too far out of the way, so Right now I am in Punxsutawney, Philadelphia. So those of you who have watched Groundhog Day, this is the city. And I'm not that familiar with the movie, but I think this was featured in it. I think this is where they do the whole Groundhog Festival, because they have a wooden groundhog deal here. And there's all kinds of signs for the whole Groundhog Festival. So this was 15-20 miles out of the way, but well worth a stop in my opinion. I just get a kick out of little things like this. If it's not 100 miles or something, I'll definitely go and check it out. So got our groundhog going on here. Bike's parked over here. I think I got about 300 miles to get to my brother's place in New Jersey. And he's texted me and said he has some work for me to do already, so I'm going to be helping change some brakes on a car. That's okay. I'm sure there'll be cold beverages waiting me, so I'm trying to decide if I should take off the rain gear or not. You know, if you're a motorcycle rider, the surest way to make sure that it rains is to not bring your rain gear or to take it off. But this stuff doesn't breathe all that well, so it's kind of hot. But I guess I'd rather be a little bit hot than get soaking wet. I'll probably go until the next gas stop, another 120, 130 miles. And then if it looks like it's going to stay dry, then I'll go ahead and take it off. But I'm going to get on the bike and explore a little bit more of the town, and I'll see you at the next stop. So I've been riding in and out of rain all day pretty much, just a little bit, then no rain, and I get really hot, and then the rain disappears. But I'm almost through Pennsylvania. I'm about 40 miles from my brother's house here. Had a pretty good ride. I've been on my map program, I hit avoid tolls, avoid highways, and I got to go down some really cool forest roads and things like that, and then also through these small towns with the Amish community. So something I'd never seen, so that's pretty nice. But I think I'm going to trust the skies here. I can see more blue than clouds, and I only got about 30 minutes, and I'm going to take off this rain gear because I am just soaking in it. It works really well, so well that it doesn't let me evaporate sweat from the inside either. So instead of getting wet, I get wet with sweat. So I'm gonna pull off the rain gear, hope that I don't hit any rain for the next 30 miles, and go see my brother. I just gassed up. Probably was a mistake. Gas probably cheaper on the Jersey side. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. So that's what we got. All right, there we go. I made it to New Jersey. Hey, here's another Tom right over here. Hey. Yeah, I'm at my brother's place. He picked up some beers for me, took me out to dinner, and I got a place to sleep tonight that's not on the ground out in the wilderness with the bears and the chipmunks, and a hot shower. So life is pretty good. And I think tomorrow I'm riding down to Maryland and then visit a buddy in DC and start planning a route home. So thank you very much for watching my videos. If you haven't already, click subscribe, click like, and add some comments so I know that you're watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.